Greetings, humans and humanoids. We are back with another City of Heroes gameplay video. We've actually got a couple of other players that happen to be wandering around Paragon City right now. They seem to be also going through the early leveling process. And no, they are not headed in the same direction as we are. So, what I've got to do is I've got to head over to one of the parks to pick up a few more instructions from the that the skulls have left behind. As you may or may not recall, we are leveling the recap character. He's currently at level 5. Again, I am Alan from ADR Comics. I am the writer and creator of Project Impact. Link to the comic book will be found below, as well as links to our other social medias. Please feel free to follow, like, subscribe, leave comments, whatever it is you like to do when you're interacting on social media. Within limits, of course. We like to play nicely on any of my social media. So what I've been doing here is I have been doing a gameplay playthrough of the leveling process for Recap. He is a member of he is a member of Project Impact. That is my Canadian superhero team. First couple of episodes, we went through the very early missions. We are still in one of the first arcs. So actually, I think this is the second arc technically. It is still very low level though. So we are going to continue on. Let's see, as you can see from our compass. Yeah, let's see. Our destination is 342 yards in that direction, so I guess it would be not quite north. I guess what would that be? This would be east. Yeah, so we're going to go east. We're headed east. And Recap in City of Heroes is he's a defender. He is a time mon dieu. He is a time manipulator, dual pistol wielding defender, which is not exactly his power set in the actual comic book, but it's about as close as I could find, because in the comic book he is an empath, and empaths do not typically, or I guess he's a post-cognitive empath, so those wouldn't exactly translate well to a video game environment. So, whoa, what is that thing? Okay. That is a giant monster, and I'm guessing by the flaming jack-o'-lantern that he is part of the Halloween event that is currently going on the server. This is my first Halloween playing on the server, so I was not familiar with, and I am not familiar with, the Halloween style events. Definitely was not expecting to see a giant monster. You will notice there is no level description here, and he's purple, which basically means that I should be staying as far away from this guy as possible while still completing my mission, because he will rip me in half in very short order. So I'm going to do what's necessary to find my mission pieces and avoid the big scary monster. So this is one of the glowing things in the zone. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but if I am looking for specific objects, they will tend to glow. And in order to gain whatever the information is from the glowing objects, you put your cursor on it. You see a hand sort of thing going on. Click it, and you'll see a searching bar. It says you found bits of instructions, but it doesn't make much sense without the others. Look through 2 more areas for the skull's instructions. So our next one is over here, so right on the opposite side of where the giant monster is. we're going to take a nice, relaxed walk around where he is. Got a cardboard box now. I'll click on the cardboard box and I will find the second set of instructions. We've got one more to go, 78 yards away. Again, being nice to the big giant monster and not provoking him. But these guys are in my way and I would have had to have dealt with them anyway. So I'm just going to take care of them now. You'll notice they are green, so they are level 3s, which means that they are a couple of levels below me, and really not much of a threat at all. So I've got our third set of instructions. I put my hand on the box, I click it, I see that we are searching. We'll find a clue. And it says go speak with Deborah Rosenfeld. Now Deborah Rosenfeld is up here about 100 yards. And of course she's got Hellions in the way, so I will deal with the Hellions in the way fairly quickly. These guys are not terribly difficult to deal with at this level. So, ta-da, the Hellions are gone. Or those particular Hellions are gone. There's one that's a blue. I might as well deal with him. Right there. So they're level 4s, but whatever. At this stage, we're just looking to you'll notice we do actually have occasional traffic and stuff that's going through the streets, which is kind of neat. The cars and trucks will actually usually swerve to miss you, which is a handy feature, because you wouldn't want your superhero getting run over by a truck. That would not go over very well. So, we found our contact, Deborah Rosenfeld. We're going to click on her. She says, a hero? What are you doing here? Wait, you found my note? You're not seriously considering joining the Skulls, are you? Oh, no, I'm trying to get to the bottom of all of this. Oh, whew. Well, this is perfect. I'm trying to do the same. I think this is actually going to work out much better than I thought. I was going to convince whoever came here to get me the information from inside that building, but with you here, I have a better idea. Well, what's this idea? Deborah Rosenfeld hands you a small device with a monitor on it. I've got a small camera hidden on my jacket. I'd like for you to monitor me while I go inside of that building to get some answers. If they start to get suspicious and come after me, I'm counting on you to come in and get me out. I figure with this, I can get you the information you need to stop the Skulls without them knowing about it. When you're ready, go to the nearby building and you can monitor my progress from there. Alright, be careful in there. So, we have to walk over to one of these office entrances and pop in, and then we resume a different point of view. In the meantime, I'm just going to deal with these gang members that are vandalizing the wall, because it's free experience. Now, you may have noticed that I have expanded the graphics range on this. I've actually got the Impact logo overlaying a portion of the screen now. I'm playing around with video settings. I'm trying to improve the graphical quality and whatnot for these videos. Hopefully my audio is reasonable as well. I was finding the last couple videos, they seemed a little low to me. I'm not sure if they actually were low or if it's just my imagination, but either way, I'm playing around with some settings, trying to get things back or up to a level where they would be, you know, acceptable to whatever audience I do end up attracting here. In the meantime, I'm going to go into this building here to monitor Deborah Rosenfeld's meeting. So I click on the door, enter the door, and we are now into something that would be referred to as a door mission. Now, we have changed perspective. You can see that we've got a camera viewfinder going on. Actually, if you look, it actually says, oops, let's try, it says recording on the top of the viewfinder. So it's like we are operating the camera for Deborah Rosenfeld. Now, once upon a time, I believe that this quest was a lot harder to actually negotiate your way through. The map has been dumbed down considerably. So pretty much I just end up wandering through the building over to the Skull Contact. Click on the Skull Contact, who's a Bone Daddy. That is a type of class of skulls. They tend to fire off like negative energy, sort of black cloudy bolts and whatnot. So here's our conversation. I clicked on it. It says, I recognize you, a reporter from the for the Paragon Times. What are you doing here? And she says, well, I saw your recruitment flyers. I'm interested in joining with all of you. Oh, so you see the family of the Skulls has, huh? Oh, sorry. Oh, so you see the family the Skulls has, do you? Word must be spreading. If we can even convince a high and mighty reporter to give up their job to come join us, that, or things are even worse with the rich people here in Paragon. So she asks, well, how can you provide for all of us? Are you robbing grocery stores for food? Grocery stores? No, that's small time, lady. Now I'm not going to blob on about what our secrets are. Let's just say the Skulls have a bountiful supply of food and water that we just happen to find. If you want to help us out more, you can start spreading the word to people in Hyperion who are trying to kick us out. You do that, and you got yourself a surefire ticket to our supply stash. Well, I'll see what I can do. Talk to you soon. So, click on this. And now we just run back out the way we came. And we will switch back to Recap's point of view. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you're doing this with characters that have the toggled abilities, in terms of the power set, in here, you'll notice everything is grayed out. That also is saying that any sort of toggled powers that I have when I come out the other end will be turned off, so I would have to turn them back on again if I was expecting to use them. So, here we are, Recap's back out. It says clue found. You'll notice I have one toggle ability, that is my combat jumping that we picked up at the end of last episode. So I'm going to click on that to resume the combat jumping. I'm also going to click on our double helix here to get our secondary mutation power. It's given us pain tolerance, so that'll be helpful as far as just resistance to injury and whatnot. Now, I could go back all the way and talk to Sandra Castell, or I could give her a call. I will do that because it will speed up the process. She says, you know, I never liked the reporters until today. Deborah Rosenfeld is great. I'm relieved to know that it was the Skulls who were stealing the supplies and not Icedrone. I think we're almost through this recap. We just need to remember that there is a reason for all this, and that is that's somehow for us, right? That's what I learned in the Galaxian. I wonder if they've skipped some words here. Okay. Cygnus Hospital, where I worked, was one of the first to be hit by the meteors. I would have been in there if it wasn't for the fact that I had to take a walk to calm down after I lost one of my patients. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here today. That's what I try to remember whenever these horrible things happen, that there has to be a way that this is for us, even if we can't see it. So let's see just exactly how this, let's see how exactly this whole situation with the Skulls is going to work out. So I'm going to click on Ask About Available Missions. We got ourselves the finale. Okay, well, it's time to put my whole "this is all for a good reason" to the test. One of my friends just texted me that the Skulls are openly attacking people on Hyperion Way. It seems like a group of people were trying to get together to warn everybody about the Skulls. They said Deborah Rosenfeld was trying to get the word out that they were, what they were doing. People of Hyperion Way need a hero recap, someone to make a stand, to show the Skulls that they can't use them for their own needs. Well, I'll make sure the Skulls don't get away with this, Sandra. I knew you'd say that, Recap. Maybe, maybe this is why all this is happening. Hyperion Way has always been a jaded place. We were hit hardest by the hollowing, when the nearby neighborhood of Eastgate was devastated. We had to pick ourselves up and recover. Almost all the efforts were going into fixing that neighborhood of Eastgate. The people here tend to believe no one is going to help them. That you can only believe in yourself, or worse, that people are just here to use them. We're going to show them that there is someone looking out for them. They can put their faith in other people. That there is someone out there who isn't just trying to use them. So, that's... Okay, my instructions at this point is to stop the skull attack, and I've got to rescue 5 people. Pointing my compass in the right direction here. Whoa, this guy's pushing me around the road. Okay, so that is another thing. Total aside, if you've got yourself civilians that are walking around the sidewalks and stuff, and you're just kind of standing there, they will actually push you out of the way. So not exactly the most considerate pedestrians out there. So I'm going to start heading my way over. See, my runner has not been toggled on, so I will toggle it back on. And now I'm dashing towards the area where the skulls are terrorizing people. So see, here we have a Death Head Gunner, we have Grave Digger Slammer, and we have Citizen Joaquin. So we are going to take care of these guys. Shouldn't really take too long, I wouldn't think. Even though, again, these guys are, well, they are closer to my level than what some previous opponents have been. But given that these are the early levels, you have to be doing something pretty silly to get yourself killed in this area. So I got 1 person rescued. See, they'll come up and they'll usually, maybe they'll say something. Depends, I guess, on the mission or the character. But yeah, you will have citizens that are coming to try and talk. And it's actually kind of funny because if you've got a flying character, recap doesn't fly, but if you've got one that say hovers or something and you're taking out villains from above, well, what sometimes happens is you'll get the different citizens that you've rescued wander around below you. Okay, and they'll just keep milling about until you actually land and they can actually talk to you, which is kind of funny, at least to me. So, as I was defeating one of the skulls, I got a message that I had received my first piece of invention salvage. Now that is part of the gearing up process and the enhancements. Like, you can actually use salvage to build up gear if you have different recipes. So it also mentions costume pieces or temporary powers. I definitely tend to use it more for inventions and than anything else, because I'm not overly concerned with temporary powers. I don't really think that they do as much as I'd like them to. But I'll be happily corrected. If you happen to know more about temporary powers than I do, by all means let me know. Comments are open. Again, try and be nice and civilized if you do choose to comment. So, I've now rescued 3 people. This will soon be 4. Oh, and I had a respawn right behind me, so looks like I got another one. I'm going to be rescuing shortly. So we'll take care of that. Now, you will notice, if you're paying a little bit of attention, that I have blue squares occupying different potential experience blocks. That's to indicate that I have been like sort of trolling or offline for a certain amount of time. And if you've been offline for a certain amount of time, then as a catch-up mechanic, the game offers greater experience gain up until you reach the end of that particular or those sort of blue-colored blocks. So I'm not sure exactly the rate at which you gain those, but I think it's reasonable enough that it actually kind of encourages creating of alts and whatnot, because you can sort of rotate around as your goes, which I certainly do myself. And then when you pop back to the characters, it's that much easier to level them back up or to catch up, because you got the extra experience buff. Now, I could just stand there until the end of time and it would continue to respawn. It's a similar sort of idea to what I was dealing with in Prometheus Park, where they just kept spawning and spawning and spawning. This is an early quest zone. This would be something that back in the heyday of the game, you'd have tons of people in all trying to complete the same quest. So if you had a limited timer on the respawn, that would make things really awkward if you had, say, 100 heroes trying to go through this. So we are in another door mission. I'm going to turn off my sprint because I really don't need it indoors. See on my map here, I'm getting a chance to sort of see what locations I have here. Now, Icedrone is here, and he's decided that he's going to help us out. Now, had I chosen differently in my earlier exchange and sort of had sort of a nasty relationship with him, then I would have had to have fought him into the, like in that encounter there. And while I certainly have beaten him with other characters, defenders, generally speaking, are not great at soloing, especially as the levels go higher. So, aside from, the fact of being nasty in terms of his disposition, it really wouldn't have fit recap in the first place. I just didn't feel that it was worth my time to try and scrap it out with this guy. He might as well, like, at this point, he's helping me out. He usually doesn't tend to do that. Okay, so you'll notice I have just leveled up. I am now level 6. Thanks mostly to that catch-up buff that I was discussing about a minute or two ago. Also notice that I don't have the same color of colored in boxes, which shows that I don't have any more of the experience buff, really. So, that's that. Now, I do have to take out this guy, the supply guard. He would have previously been orange, so had I not just leveled up, then I would have been stuck fighting an orange guy, which really isn't that big of a deal. Now, go through another door here, and I've got more skulls to deal with. We're going to take them in pretty short order. Can't really see too much because, again, you got a whole bunch of steam going off. They must have set off the steam. So we've actually got captions popping up. If you can't stop what's coming, recap, none of you can. Well, I beg to differ. Because, again, early part of the game. So, pretty easy arc to defeat. Popping out another door. You're quick on your feet, recap. I'll fix that. Just try to come up here and stop us. So, this was a lot trickier once upon a time. Back before I could get access to things like combat jumping. Bone Breaker, as I mentioned, this is one of, he's like a bone daddy, as you can tell by the dark blast that he was just firing off. Now, took him out pretty easily. And I'm going to head up my door, and it's going to tell me that I completed the quest. And we get the loading screen here. Back out to Atlas Park. So here we are. I'm going to give a call to Sandra. She says, recap, you did it. Officials from the government are distributing all the supplies you found. Bonebreaker and the rest of his gang are going to be put away for a very long time. The people you rescued from the skulls are already talking about everything you've done to help our neighborhood. And you bet I am too. I don't know how much this will change things, but people will have to notice someone taking a stand for them here. We still have a lot of work to do, but you've helped all of us get back up to our feet. It's our turn to keep moving forward. Speaking of which, that man from the FBSA, Matthew Hibashi, wanted me to give you a message, something about a lead he had. I think you might want to look into what Matthew Hibashi found out as soon as you can. So be introduced to your contact. I'll click that. So, Seraph is always trying to help out things here in Atlas. I know you can help them out, recap. Just watch out for Thierry. I heard he's a little weird. So we have Aaron Thierry. There's a scientist that works at Seraph. His name is Aaron Thierry. Matthew Hibashi said he might be able to help regarding the situation with Arachnos in Atlas Park. He'd like for you to talk to him and see what you can find. So, click on. Talk about what else is going on. She says, we've done all we can for Hyperion Way. Recap, thank you very much for all your help. So basically, long and the short of it is that we have out-leveled this contact, so we're moving on to the next one. So, as luck would have it, Aaron Thierry is right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop the video here because we just finished this particular arc, and Aaron Thierry starts off another arc of his own, and I think that would probably make for a decent video on its own. So, stopping the video here. Again, thank you very much for coming along on this little ride here with me. Again, my name is Alan from ADR Comics. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever it is that you feel like doing respectfully in your social media. Check out Project Impact on Comixology. Link is in the description below. Same thing with our social media. Click to find us. Click the link. Follow along. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. Thank you very much for viewing today.